Tobago's autonomy, government priority. Scarborough Secondary celebrates 65 years of excellence. And new division to be. Good evening, I am Renessa Ortiz and you're locked into Tobago Updates television news for Friday 16th January 2026. Now to our top story. A historic sunrise in the Sister Isle as the 13th Tobago House of Assembly is officially sworn in following a definitive 15-0 sweep by the Tobago's People's Party. The headlines today aren't just about the landslide, they are about a renewed promise from Port of Spain. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, joining the celebrations in Scarborough, has vowed that the long-awaited quest for Tobago's autonomy begins in Parliament this morning. Joel Green-George has the details.
The atmosphere at James Park was nothing short of electric. Under a clear sky, thousands of supporters dressed in sea blue gathered to witness what many are calling the Second Revolution. For Chief Secretary Fali Augustine and his TPP team, the mandate is absolute. 15 seats, 0 opposition in the House, and a clear path towards self-governance. But the most significant guest was among the people. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, fresh from her own general election victory last year, made it clear that the Trinidad Code of Yellow and the Tobago Code of Blue are now working together in a synchronized rhythm. Addressing the jubilant crowd, the Prime Minister reflected on the journey that began with the 2021 deadlock, noting that the political anchor she once prayed for has finally secured the island's future.
At the end of the speech, I said, I pray the anchor holds. Those are my last words. And the anchor that holds.
The anchor isn't just a metaphor for stability. It's now the catalyst for legislative change. With the 13th inauguration complete, the focus shifts immediately to the capital. The Prime Minister confirmed that as Parliament reopened today, January 16th, the Tobago Self-Government Bill is the priority.
That bill give you greater autonomy. There, we begin on Friday to give you greater autonomy. We'll cooperate with you.
Statistically, the shift is monumental. With a 50.69% voter turnout on Monday, the TPP secured over 16,000 votes, effectively ending the PNM's presence in the Assembly for the first time in decades. As the sun sets on the old guard, the Prime Minister signaled that this partnership with Chief Secretary Augustine is built on mutual respect and a bit of colourful island wit, assuring the Blue Army that their voice is finally being heard at the highest level.
And make sure the anchor hold right up until the next state election.
For Tobago Updates Television News, I'm Joel Green-George.
For 65 years, Scarborough Secondary School has stood as a pillar of learning in Tobago. From classrooms to playing fields, generations of students have carried forward its motto, committed to excellence. Today, that legacy is being celebrated not just in academic success, but in the growth of well-rounded individuals who embody the spirit of the institution. More in this report from Martina Renales Salazar.
At Scarborough Secondary School's 65th anniversary celebration, Principal Mr. Celia Stephan reflected on the institution's motto, committed to excellence. She said, the milestone honors not only achievements in sports and academics, but also the holistic development of students past and present. For Ms. Stephan, the anniversary is a testament to the school's enduring legacy of excellence and its continued commitment to shaping well-rounded individuals.
For Scarborough Secondary School, as our motto says, committed to excellence, it's a celebration of 65 years of excellence, not only in sports, but also in academics, as well as the holistic development of our students past and present of the Scarborough Secondary School. That's what this anniversary means for us at this institution.
Scarborough Secondary School has been recognized by the Division of Education as the institution that added the most value to students in Tobago for the 2024-2025 academic year. Principal Ms. Stephan says the award is significant, noting it reflects a steady increase in academic performance over the past decade. She expressed pride in the school's progress and the recognition of its sustained commitment to excellence.
I am proud about the fact that this 2024-2025 academic year, the Ministry of Education would have recognized Scarborough Secondary School as a school that would have added the most value to students of Tobago, and that award is significant because they would have looked at our performance academically over a period of 10 years, and there's a steady increase in the academic performance for Scarborough Secondary School, but also value.
Marking 65 years of service, Ms. Stephan says Scarborough Secondary's strength lies not only in academics and sports, but in its comprehensive approach to student development. She pointed to the expansion of the Religious Instruction Division and a variety of co-curricular activities as proof of the school's commitment to nurturing well-rounded individuals. Martina Renales-Salazar reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
Secretary Fali Augustine announced the establishment of new administrative divisions, including a division of legal and intergovernmental affairs, which will receive support from newly appointed Councillor Adana Joseph Wallace, aimed at strengthening governance and coordination.
And one of the areas that we will be introducing is a new division for legal affairs and intergovernmental affairs, which will be equivalent to that of Attorney General for the Tobago House of Assembly and the Tobago Island government. And because of that, I needed to have on this team a lawyer of excellence repute. And that's why allow me to introduce to you Ms. Adana Aisha Joseph Wallace.
Chief Secretary Fali Augustine noted that the quorum remained unchanged when all 15 seats were contested in the last THA election, but said the Prime Minister and Attorney General will move to amend it to ensure proper debate in the Assembly.
One of the amendments is to Section 66, I believe, or 68, which changes the quorum in the House, meaning the number of members that must be in the House for the House to sit and make a decision. That quorum was 9 when we had 12 elected members. We increased the number to 15, and the quorum never changed. Right. A full House, really and truly, is 15 plus 4, which is 19.
The proposed amendment will adjust quorum requirements, allowing debates to proceed with 12 members present in the House. Up next, government exempts $1 billion US loan from taxes.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships. It's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
the Caribbean is more than just a place. It's a spirit, resilient, vibrant, and full of possibility. It's who we are at the heart of everything we do. For over 150 years, we've been right here, invested in the Caribbean, its people, and its progress. And today, we're going even further. We're deepening our commitment to the region, continuing to invest in the networks, services, and digital solutions that move Caribbean businesses forward. Whether you are a mid-sized business or multinational player, we bring you resilient connectivity, personalized service, and tailored IT solutions, all powered by local teams that truly have your back. We're here to help you navigate challenges, grow, and achieve your goals with practical solutions, reliable networks, and a partnership rooted in trust and your long-term success. Liberty Business, rooted in the Caribbean, committed to you.
Thank you for staying with us. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has taken a major step to support national development through external financing. In Legal Notice Number 9, published under the External Loans Act, Finance Minister Davinjana Tanku authorized the issuance of up to $1 billion in notes on the international capital market. The notes will be offered to qualified institutional buyers in the United States and non-U.S. persons under international securities regulations. JP Morgan Securities LLC and Bank of America Securities Inc. have been appointed as joint lead managers to oversee the transaction. To facilitate the process, the minister has ordered that all payments of principal, interest, and related debt charges tied to the notes be exempt from taxes and exchange control. The move is aimed at strengthening Trinidad and Tobago's ability to finance general development and repay existing borrowings, positioning the country for long-term economic resilience. Trinidad and Tobago's nationwide state of emergency is officially coming to an end, but the government's security crackdown is simply changing shape. Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar announced in Parliament today that the current emergency status will expire on January 31st. The administration credits the SOE with a significant 42% drop in murders since its July 2025 implementation. Yet the Prime Minister insists the fight against gang networks must become more surgical. The National Declaration will be replaced by zones of special operations under this 2026 legislation. The Prime Minister can designate high-crime hotspots for 180 days of joint police and military oversight. Unlike the blanket SOE, these zones mandate each social transformation committee to rebuild community infrastructure alongside warrant-free searches and tactical cordons. Following a clean sweep at the polls earlier this week, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine is wasting no time restructuring the Tobago House of Assembly. With an unprecedented 15-0 mandate, the administration is moving to expand its executive council from 9 to 11 secretaries. But as Joel Green George reports, this expansion comes with a strict 9-month ultimatum for those taking the oath.
The dust has barely settled on the January 12th election, but the weight of total accountability is already being felt at the office of the Chief Secretary. Today, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine signaled a massive shift in how the island is governed, beginning with a legislative push in the National Parliament to increase the number of executive secretaries. The goal? A granular approach to management. Large divisions, some of which currently mirror the workload of 3 national ministries, are being broken down to ensure delivery doesn't stall under the weight of bureaucracy.
As Chief Secretary, really and truly have no intention of making every member secretary. That will not make sense. That will not be efficient at all. It's about how do we have a much more granular approach.
Efficiency is the buzzword for this new term. Currently, divisions like health and food security manage diverse portfolios that the Chief Secretary argues require more focused leadership. The proposed expansion to 11 secretaries is intended to bridge that gap.
Now, I understand that this is a smaller space, smaller population, smaller budget in most instances, but we do in fact have some divisions that are just too large to be efficient. And the granular approach will allow us to be much more efficient on deliveries.
But with more power comes more pressure. In a move that mirrors corporate performance reviews, Augustine issued a stark warning. His secretaries have exactly 9 months to produce tangible results, or they will be replaced.
I will be giving every secretary I appoint just 9 months to start to prove themselves. If in 9 months they don't prove themselves, I'm just removing you and put somebody else. Because at the end of the day, when the delivery doesn't happen, everyone looks at the chief secretary.
To ensure transparency, the THA is also amending House rules to broadcast committee meetings live and allow for direct public questions via a new e-governance portal. For an administration with no formal opposition in the House, these direct democracy measures may be the only oversight Tobagonians have for the next 4 years. Jewel Green George, Tobago Updates Television News.
Moment. But why wait? You can follow every story, every update all the time. Join the conversation and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. Don't miss a beat. We'll be right back.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Hair goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So, even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
welcome back. The People's National Movement may have lost ground in the Tobago House of Assembly, but opposition leader Penelope Beckles says the moment should be seen as a reflection, not defeat. She points to the party's history of overcoming setbacks, stressing that vigilance and transparency will guide its next steps. More in this report from Martina Renales Salazar.
Following the People's National Movement's loss in the Tobago House of Assembly, opposition leader Penelope Beckles says the setback should not be seen as a defeat, but as an opportunity for reflection. She emphasized the importance of analysis and post-mortem review, noting that the party has recovered after past losses and remains focused on returning to office.
So it is for us to recall that there are times that you will have a defeat. I mean, we were in office for a long time during Dr. Eric Williams, and from time to time we have lost. It's important for us to understand that having lost in Tobago, the important thing is to do your reflection, do your homework, do your post-mortem. Don't see defeat as an end, because on each and every occasion that the People's National Movement has lost, we have returned. So it's important to do the kind of analysis that allows us to get back to office within the shortest possible time.
She stressed that while the party currently holds no assemblymen, it will remain vigilant, ensuring systems are in place to safeguard transparency and accountability in governance.
Well, I do remember that former Chief Secretary Orville London raised the issue about what happens when you have, a 12-0, when you have a 15-0. It's important for us to recognize that, notwithstanding the fact that we may not have an assemblyman here, that we have to be, we have to be conscious of the fact that you don't have an assemblyman, but at the same time, it does not mean that you cannot pay very close attention and that you cannot put everything in place to ensure transparency.
Opposition leader Penelope Beckles said she wasn't surprised by political leader Ansel Dennis' decision to step down, noting the extent of his commitment to the party. Still, she insists the PNM's loss in the Tobago House of Assembly is not the end of the story, but the beginning of a new chapter. Martina Renales Salazar reporting for Tobago Updates Television News.
Students of Pacific Lutheran University are once again gaining hands-on experience through an internship program at the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, continuing a partnership that has spanned more than 2 decades. The long-standing collaboration, which has been in place for over 20 years, provides PLU students with practical exposure to public service, social development, and community-focused programs. Through the initiative, students are able to apply classroom learning in real-world settings while contributing to the work of the division. Yesterday marked the official start of the latest internship cohort, with participating students being formally introduced to senior officials and staff of the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection. Following the orientation, the interns will be assigned to various units within the Department of Social Protection, where they will support ongoing programs and gain insight into policy implementation, service delivery, and administrative operations. Inflation in Trinidad and Tobago continued to ease in December 2025, with the year-on-year rate measured at 2.3%. According to the Consumer Price Index released by the Central Statistical Office, goods inflation stood at 2.3%, while services inflation was slightly higher at 2.5%. On a month-to-month basis, overall prices remained stable, showing no change from November. The Consumer Price Index pointed to notable shifts across categories. Restaurants and hotels recorded a sharp 5.3% decline compared to last year, while alcoholic beverages, tobacco, and narcotics rose by 4.2%. Food and non-alcoholic beverages increased only marginally at 0.3%. Month-to-month, restaurants and hotels edged up by 0.8%, clothing and footwear rose by 0.4%, while household furnishings and equipment fell by 0.7%. The housing, water, electricity, and fuels category made the largest contribution to inflation, followed by clothing, footwear, and education. Tobago's tourism sector is surging following the mid-January arrival of the Marella Explorer in Scarborough. Carrying 2,681 passengers, the vessel's 10-hour stay today provided a significant boost to the local economy before its 1,800-hour departure. The visit highlights a robust season that officially kicked off on Friday, November 14th, signaling a vital economic infusion for the Southern Caribbean destination. For Tobago, this is not just about big ships. It is a critical lifeline for local enterprises, from artisans to tour operators. With 41 scheduled calls expected to deliver 48,000 visitors through April, the island is reinforcing its status as a premier regional hub. As the Marella Explorer continues its circuit, stakeholders remain optimistic that 2026 will set new benchmarks for growth. The weather report when we return.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and the service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At DIGICEL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Welcome back. Now for a look at the weather update from the Trinidad and Tobago Met Office. The Trinidad and Tobago Meteorological Service has advised that mostly fair conditions are expected tonight across Trinidad, Tobago, and the remainder of the Lesser Antilles. However, there is a chance of an isolated shower developing after midnight. Overnight temperatures are forecast to fall to around 23 degrees Celsius at Piaco and 24 degrees Celsius at Crown Point, resulting in cool and generally comfortable conditions. Tomorrow is expected to be predominantly sunny and breezy, although forecasters note a low chance of brief, partly cloudy spells accompanied by showers, particularly across the Windward Islands. Despite these brief interruptions, fair weather is expected to dominate throughout the day. Daytime temperatures are forecast to reach approximately 31 degrees Celsius at both Piaco and Crown Point, with heat index values rising to around 33 degrees Celsius, making conditions feel moderately warm during the afternoon. Marine conditions will remain moderate, though rough seas are expected in the Leeward Islands. Open waters will experience waves ranging between 2 and 2.5 meters, increasing to above 2.5 meters in the leewards, while sheltered areas will see seas of up to 1.5 meters. Marine interests are advised to exercise caution, especially in rougher open waters. Across the remainder of the Lesser Antilles, fair and breezy conditions are expected tonight and tomorrow, with the odd isolated shower possible. Sunrise tomorrow is forecast for 6:28 a.m. with sunset expected at 6:03 p.m. And that's all the time we have for tonight's Tobago Updates News. Have a good night, and let's recap the headlines. Tobago's autonomy, government priority. Scarborough Secondary celebrates 65 years of excellence. And new division to be.